Okay, I'm live on a tablet and an iPhone, Facebook and YouTube. So I am not in Facebook anymore because of the drama. I just can't take it. But I logged back into Facebook today. So if you guys have been sending me messages and stuff like that, I haven't seen it. I took the app off my phone, but I logged back in because I want to do this video. So Facebook, YouTube, my tablet's down here. I'm live on both of them. I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor, especially my YouTube guys. I'm going to put a comment. I'm going to pin a comment, and it's also going to be a link in the description. I've got a request for you. If you've got any sense in the world, I'm going to ask you to, number one, trust me on something, but number two, you can go and verify it yourself. My pastor at my church, a person I've known my entire life, who is a lieutenant at the local PD, got suspended because of a Facebook post he made the other day. And now let me give you the story. I'm gonna make this really brief. He made this post last Saturday in response to the riots in Atlanta, everything. What's up, Sean? All the stuff that was going on in Atlanta. So Saturday, as Atlanta was being rioted, looted, burned, he makes this post. Let me roll my windows up. Dusty's out here cutting metal. Makes this post saying, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have it right here to read, but basically, protesters, yeah right, more like thugs being thugs. Hard to convince somebody that you're in fear for your life when you're out here rioting, looting, doing all that stuff. All right, so let me give you my thoughts. If you are of the opinion that you can only have one mindset on this, this is what I've seen on social media. You either fully agree and support everything and anything the rioters, protesters want to do. They're all one category, and anything they do is fine. And if you say anything negative, then you're a racist too. If that's how your mindset is, please unfollow Cody on social media. I don't want you as a customer because you're an idiot, okay? You can have the stance of what happened to George Floyd was awful, which Brother Derek does. We've talked about it at length way before all this drama with him happened. You can have the mindset that the George Floyd situation is not okay, and you can also at the same time hold the position that damaging property, burning down people's businesses and hurting folks is not okay as well. It's not one or the other, okay? This is a false dichotomy. If you think it's one or the other, you're an idiot, and please just get away from me because I don't have time to deal with stupid people, okay? I got stuff to do. So, he posted that Saturday, all right? Monday, if you guys go back on my YouTube channel, you'll see that I actually went to the local Roanoke protest. There was probably 40, 50 people out there. I interviewed a guy on the street who used to be a teacher here at Hanley High. Seemed like a solid guy, didn't know him. We had a good conversation. Again, so I fully support your right to protest, my right to protest. Brother Derek does as well. We've talked about it ad nauseum on our podcast months ago about different topics. You have the constitutional right to protest, to peacefully assemble and address your government for a redress of grievances. You have that right, and I'll die for it, and he will too. And I know he will because we've had this conversation way before. But what had happened was all the stupid people started trying to twist the fact that he made that post on Saturday in reference to what was going on in Atlanta and making it seem like he was saying it about the Roanoke protest, which was not the case. The Roanoke protest was peaceful. So they were trying to conflate. It was clearly posted Saturday. This local protest happened Monday, and they're trying to say that he's racist. There's a couple things here. Number one, he used the T word. And by the T word, I mean thug. And by thug, I mean an idiot that thinks that it's okay to go loot, riot, throw Molotov cocktails, rocks, and bricks. Listen, if you want to go loot, riot, throw Molotov cocktails, rocks, and bricks, and I'm in the area, I'm going to shoot you. So if that T word, the thug word, offends you, you're probably a thug or a thug sympathizer. Probably. Thug is not code for the N word, guys. He wasn't talking about black people. Anybody that knows him personally, there's a lot of folks that know him, and they are purposefully putting blinders on because they need a punching bag right now, and they need a scapegoat. And these are people who've known this man their entire life and know that he is not a racist. But you're picking your side, and you're showing your bias. You're showing that you'd rather side with stupid stuff that makes no sense. You know good and well the man's not a racist. You read his Facebook post, it wasn't but 2 sentences. Nothing in his Facebook post was out of line or at all possibly racist. But let's twist logic and truth to make it racist, so that we can have a scapegoat, we can have a punching bag. Guys, you're tearing up a good man's reputation for no reason. You're crying wolf every 15 minutes. All I saw was that post that he made got 100 shares, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, stupid person, stupid person, stupid person, stupid person, stupid person, possibly an uninformed person, stupid person, stupid person, stupid person, stupid person. Listen, guys, when there is a racist, when we find one, anybody that's got any sense, we'll all get together and condemn it. But you can't, if you're going to make racist out of him, then go ahead and sign me up. If the definition of racist has changed to anybody that doesn't support our position, then just go ahead and put Cody's name beside it. I'm not a racist. He's not a racist. He's not for thugs. I'm not either. White thugs, black thugs, Hispanic thugs, purple thugs. If you do thug stuff and you do it around me, and I can reasonably articulate that I'm in fear for my life, my family's life or safety, I'm going to shoot you. Okay? If that offends you, I don't know what to tell you. We all ought to have the same mindset. If my neighbors across the street, they just moved in the house. They're a black couple. Super cool. Nice folks. Don't know them really. I've talked to them a couple times. If they come down Dogwood Circle, me and that guy are going to be protecting our street. If they come to Southeast Softwash, and when I say they, I mean any color they, right? There's a lot of white folks in the crowd of thugs throwing rocks and bricks. If they come over here, we're going to have a big problem. And I promise you, it ain't going to go the way they think it's going to go. I ain't been stocking mags and ammo for years just for the heck of it, guys. I don't go to the range 3 times a month and shoot little groups like this because it's fun. I do, but there's a reason behind it. It's called training. I have no desire to be violent, but I also will not stand for people executing violence to me or my family. That ain't going to happen. So here you've got a 30-year career cop. He spent his whole life, he's given his life to this community. He's taught the DARE program to kids since they were this high, and now they're, oh, you're a racist. You know good and well he's not a racist. And so here's what I want to say. I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a pinned comment on Facebook. I'm going to put a link on the YouTube and the Facebook. We've got it's not a GoFundMe, it's a petition, a change.org petition. We're trying to get signatures to let the mayor and the police chief, who I've already talked about in a previous video, we want to let these guys know that, hey, the normal folks support Officer Farr. Now, if Officer Farr, my pastor, had made a comment that was like borderline, I would be like, bro, that was kind of, oh, did you mean it that way? This was not even close to a gray area. If you put him out there as a scapegoat to the crowd, you're going to be the Minneapolis mayor who got asked the other day, like yesterday, will you commit to defunding the police? You can't appease these people. They're idiots. You give them an inch, they want a mile. You give them a mile, they want 10 miles. The best thing you can do is say, no, we're not doing anything to anybody, any officer, any public official, anybody that makes a comment that is now if they make something, a truly racist comment, okay. But we're fighting windmills, Don Quixote. This is not the enemy. You're making enemies out of people that you don't want to be enemies. We're all together. We all agree. George Floyd death, horrible. We all agree. That's not cool. Not cool at all. But when you flip the narrative, you allowed the extremists to now control the whole narrative. That's not the narrative. We're not burning stuff. We're not damaging stuff. I will get out there with you and march for George Floyd, for not because of George Floyd necessarily that person, but the idea of what happened to him can happen to anybody. Now, does it happen to black people more often than whites? There's data and statistics, and we can talk about that and the reasons why. But here's the thing: if I had been there when George Floyd had a knee on the back of his neck, I'd have probably had to tackle that officer or get in a gunfight. Because it wasn't cool, man. That you're watching somebody kill somebody. It doesn't matter how good or not good of a dude George Floyd was. It doesn't matter. There's been some things come out that, you know, well, he's had some run-ins with the law in the past. Don't matter. George Floyd in that moment was not a threat, and those officers had absolutely no right to do anything to that guy except cuff him and do what needed to be done. Yeah, defund the police. Yeah, spray wash. What's up, Ray? They're crazy, man. They're crazy. You don't want to defund the police, because what's going to happen is it's going to be the Wild West. I'm begging my people, my friends, people that I've known, people that I've worked with, guys, we've got to come together as the folks that have sense. If we see racism, let's burn that crap to the ground. I'll call out that person and we will wreak havoc on them. But when it's not, let's not make it into something it's not. Because now we're just you cry wolf every 15 minutes and it's not effective when it truly is something. So I'm going to put a link to my preacher, Derek Farr, a good man. If you know me personally and you trust what I have to say and you know that I'm not one to tell you something that's not true, then take my word for it. If you don't know me, you probably know Derek. If you don't know Brother Derek, then you can do your research. You can go look up his Facebook post. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically saying, if you're looting and rioting, somebody's trying to call me in the middle of a video, we're still live, you can have both mindsets. You can support the protesters, you can hate what happened to George Floyd, and you can also not support damaging property and acting a fool. You can have both mindsets, and he has both mindsets. And we've now divided, and we've said, no, if you have anything other than what we say is okay, you're a racist. It's not cool, man. It ain't all right. And we're not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it. So I'm going to ask you guys to sign this petition. We're going to let the mayor, we're going to let the police chief know that, hey, we don't think that's okay. There's about 800 signatures to get him fired. The NAACP was up there. The NAACP does some good work, but a lot of times they're fighting windmills. This man is not a racist. His comment was not racist. His comment was, I want a cop to say that. I expect a 30-year law enforcement official, a career professional cop, to be anti-crime. That's what I want him to be. You're asking the cops to be pro-crime. What you talking about? What you talking about? Y'all smoking weed, ain't you? Y'all lost your minds. So, for all the regular folks, go down to this comment. As soon as I end the videos, I'm going to pin the comments, and let's sign up, support him. Let him know that there's people that support common sense. We're not racist. He ain't racist. And we're not going to let one bad thing, two wrongs don't make a right. And that's just simply all there is to it. So I'm going to let you guys go. I've got to go do a whole bunch of work in the shop. It's really hot in this truck. So I'm back on Facebook for just a second to do this video, and I'm going to delete the app right back off my phone because I can't take the drama no more. Like my blood pressure is hot. I'm looking at people that are logged in right here, and there's a bunch of folks I used to work with at Walmart and other places. Y'all know me. Y'all know my heart. Y'all know I'm not racist. Y'all, all them folks that I just seen logged in, if I'm a racist, then the woods are full of them. But I'm telling you, there's a bunch of white folks like me who love you and will stand toe-to-toe with you. And if somebody's being racist to you, I'll fight it with you to the death. I will load the guns and we'll go to war. But at the same time, I expect y'all to stand for when it's right. This shouldn't be a race issue. This should be a common sense issue. This should be an issue of what's right and what's wrong. George Floyd's situation was awful, but running a good man's name in the ground for absolutely no reason does not fix anything. It does not fix anything. And what's about to make me mad is you're pulling there's folks out there that are pulling his children into it. They're trying to say that they're racist. Listen, everything ain't racist, guys. This Microtech pocket knife, it's a racist too. This Monster Energy drink can, it's a racist. You look like an idiot. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. Peace out.